Metal Gear Rising is just one of those once-in-a-lifetime games. It was hated before release because of the news that Platinum Games will be taking over for the development of Metal Gear Rising, being called out for its too cheesy and campy history for such a serious game like the Metal Gear hey, buddy, open up. Don't. Oh, eyes up here, man. You don't want to invoke the wrath of a game fan, okay? Despite all the hate, Platinum didn't just pass the bar of expectations. It broke through the ceiling and managed to destroy my skybase. To this day, it is well known and being played despite being almost 10 years old. And I'm here to find out exactly why. So put on your visor, ready your high frequency blades, and turn off your pain inhibitors. Let's dance. Metal Gear Rising, one of my favorite games of all time. Why? Stop prying, stalker. It's got fast-paced action and took the hack and slash to a new literal meaning. The entry level of MGR is extremely low, unlike most hack and slash games. Let's take Devil May Cry 5 as an example. In Devil May Cry 5, the fun comes from being able to do all these awesome combos and moves and using everything in your skill set. While MGR, there's only two things you need to learn in order to have fun: parry and pressing buttons. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely a combo system with different moves and Zandatsu canceling like DMC5's jump cancel. But despite all this, MGR's combat is shallow enough for a newbie to get into the game and beat it on its hardest difficulty in their second run without much skill learning. But enough depth for you to build up skill and have some stylish combos and playstyle, which allows new players to play the game and not feel intimidated and be attracted by the other game's features, like its You and your mother probably already know this, but I slept with your sister. The music in this game is every bit iconic. I don't think you can find a game where every single theme is a banger. The instruments and the vocals all tell a story about the character it's connected to. Mistral is about her drive to find a reason for her work and finally finding that reason through Armstrong. Monsoon is about Raiden going through the development of accepting his past and finally using his Ripper mode to beat the task at hand. Wash away the sorrow on the stains of time. But there's no memories, only dry inside. To a peaceful life, and it will flow like a flood of rain. For now, and it will not let up until the end is here. And it will go through the darkest day. And the best example, Jetstream Sam, a man full of swagger and bravado and confidence, and yet his song tells us how he's lost his identity and his way, climbing up the corporate ladder, losing himself in the process. And one more part about the music is its build-up. Most of the boss themes start off without the lyrics for thematic reasons until it hits its crescendo, making each boss theme every bit iconic. If you want to watch an analysis of each MGR theme, I recommend Many Not the Bad Guy, Post Mesmeric, and Tom Khan. They don't cover all the songs, so just keep that in mind. Speaking of bosses, the game's combat and game level design is basic at best, but the shining stars of MGR is their bosses. It is something that the game prides itself about. Admittedly, most of the bosses are simple as fudge and easy to beat, but it's their presentation and build-up that makes them exceptional.
I'll split you in two.
After one badass introduction to the boss that also highlights a feature about them, Blade Wolf's lethality.
Greetings, cyborg. Show yourself.
Mistral's mysterious sexiness.
But I butchered those fuckers. My family's killers. That's when I realized I am a killer too. And a good one at that. I slaughtered dozens in Iraq, in Afghanistan. I'd found my calling.
Proud of that, are you?
What happened, happened. To be honest, I found it quite dull. My enemies fell like domino, one after another.
And Sundowner's love for war.
What about all the good things war has done for us? All we're saying, give war a chance! What do you want with the Prime Minister? I want him dead. Nothing personal, of course. Africa's just getting a bit too peaceful. This will matter in 3 hours. Demand for PMCs is about to skyrocket. Like the good old days after 9/11. What are you...
We're given one to a couple of cutscenes highlighting what the characters are like and how they are just like Jack had he gone down a different path. Unless you're Sam or Sundowner, that's all you get. But like I said, we get to see what these bosses truly are with their music, and the build-up for when you reach the final phase of the boss mixed with the music hitting its peak. It's what makes each boss fight memorable. It isn't the challenge, it's the experience. And finally, what you've all expected.
Memes. The DNA of the soul. Memes. The DNA of the soul.
Although I don't know when it started, I can say that in December 2021, Maxor uploaded a YouTube video titled Metal Gear Rising Reveangeance, an incorrect summary. And I guess that's when it all started. The rise of, I think, MGR memes.
You didn't have to cut me off. Make out like you knew. Now we were nothing. Need your love. You treat me like a stranger, and I feel so.
Unfortunately, the sources that I made
it
the
the
flesh out.
fuck up.
Memes are powerful. It can turn some garbage quality movie into a cult classic known for its humorous bad acting. However, sometimes it doesn't morbid work. If you don't already know, MGR for the past year has had a powerful influence on the internet because of its memes. Channels like Funny West giving the community constant posts, and memes like Reveangeance status, boys cosplay versus girls cosplay, replacing anime memes with MGR, rules of nature, monsoons, existence. The memes mix all of what makes the games great. The song, the boss, and the over-the-top cutscenes used in them. And the bosses in the game with their equally over-the-top dialogue helps influence them from Monsoon's speech about memes, Sam's unintentionally funny pain face, to everything Armstrong does.
That I made it.
Mix this with everything the game has, and you have a recipe for a game that can be immortal. Until Konami finally steps up and makes a good game for us to enjoy and devour for the next decade or two. Please, Konami, just don't abandon your boy. I love this game. It's one of my favorites after all. I followed the game intensely back in 2014, hoping one day I could play it. And fast forward a couple of years, MGR has fallen completely from my brain, and one day I'm just scrolling through YouTube looking for videos to find, then boom, MGR just starts popping off on YouTube, and that's when it all started. I fell back into the rabbit hole. I really want this game to be the Immortal Titan I call it, because it gives Konami a reason to keep working on it, and this game holds a special place in my heart, and if it does die, it'll take more than nanomachines to fix the hole in my chest. Thanks, Ryden.
Looking down